I missed the number again. They're so fast, these things. They're like 112 scars, but bigger, louder, and just as fast. So this is, I think it's the number 4. Oh yeah, of course. So yeah, 21-second lap times, and this is the first heat going out. So these aren't the fastest drivers. I mean, technically, they're the slowest drivers. But so we're using this as a base. So what I'm getting at, the point is, the best drivers, can get 4 minutes and 20 seconds out of a tank of fuel. And it's going to be a struggle because they're already running. The time has started. They don't count the lap until they're about halfway through, coming out. Once they come out of pit lane, go around the sweeper and everything, and down the straight. And we'll mark. This is the finish line here. We're stood right next to it. Yeah, so this is the pit straight here, and then this hairpin section, and then this sweeper bit coming around down the main straight. And they actually have to lift and coast just a bit there to save time, or save fuel, to make sure that they can actually finish a qualifying run, because it's no good being fast in the first 3 minutes and 45 seconds. You got to be fast the entire time. Coming up on slightly lap traffic, that's Coelho. Sanchez is just passed. So we're back with Coelho, the very brightly colored car, coming through the infield. So this the first few qualifying runs, we're going to kind of, nice one there. That yellow car is a little wild, unfortunately. Stick with the, well, you may as well stick, no, let's not make it worse for him. Let's find someone else to follow. Jude, this pink one's good. We'll get the car number as it comes around. Coming down the main straight. Now, Thilo Diekman was telling me that normally the racers will tend to run quite a bit lean so that they can make the qualifying time. But because they're on throttle so much, it really doesn't work out for the engine very good to do that. And they would run lean so that they can do, say, 4 minutes and 20 or 4 minutes 30 seconds on a full tank of fuel. So we have some observers just watching the action now. So anyway, what I was getting at was normally they would, because the track is so big, even for these cars, it's huge. It's absolutely huge. We don't have they do have a top speed gun, a radar gun somewhere. And I'm looking at the I guess we call it the speedometer? Radar gun speed trap number thing. But the display doesn't seem to be working, unfortunately. I do need to ask, is it Felix or Lewis about that, and see if that can be made to work over the weekend. But I'm sure they've got enough on their plate running the European Championships. Got 3 cars coming past us on the finish line now. So we're still with the pink car coming down the main straight. This is the number 6 of who's just been passed, of Sousa. Just been passed for the top spot by Felix Jose. So the track is so big, and it's that big, in fact, that the first time that I was here for European Championships, I'm pretty sure it was I think the 2016 large-scale touring car. So those things are nearly a meter long, and they hit crazy speeds, and they are huge, and they look awesome. I love it. If you have a chance, after this qualifying period is done, go back and check the RCTV or EFRA YouTube coverage to see the live coverage that we brought to everybody from Groningen, Holland last weekend, and that was a really, really good race. And I won't tell you who won, but it was a great win. It was a great win. So yeah, the track is that big that the guys are basically, if you're familiar with Formula One, you'll hear about the racers and the engineers saying that, you know, we're on throttle for 60% of the lap, 80% of the lap, or whatever. These guys are on throttle almost the entire time. Even in the tight corners, they're on the throttle. So fuel use, basically, is going to be possibly the main issue this weekend. And that's for everybody, not just the top racers. I mean, if it's a problem for the top racers, it's a problem for the guys that we just saw running as well. Because obviously the top racers, they're out running every weekend, every day in some cases, sometimes. So some slight confusion here. The marshals not knowing when they're allowed to come off the track, but it looks like everyone's, no one's being shouted at, I should say. So, all right. So we got our pit lane cam. Oh, hey, there's our Red Bull racer. There's this chap who runs this Red Bull car, literally completely decked out in Red Bull gear. He's got the hat. He has the team shirt, everything. And obviously I'm looking for him in the pits, but that's silly because he's actually up on the driver's end. But he's pitted just around the corner from us. And we'll get some pictures up on the EFRA Facebook page. There is an album that has just been created. And I've just been uploading photos as we speak, as we went on air. You can check that out. So please do check that out. Right, so let's get through the timetable before the next group of racers are out on track. Timetable, the top heats, so the top two heats, let's say 6 and 7, they will be on track at 3:20, and that's British Standard Time, or I don't know what the Portugal time, which is not Central European time. So it's Central European time -1. Okay? So 3:20 and 3:30 this afternoon. And then they'll be out again at 4:40 and 4:50 this afternoon. And the fastest group of racers who were just marshalling, they will be the last group of racers out today. Tomorrow, the qualifying starts at 10:20 a.m. And again, that's Central European time -1, with the fastest heats out at 11:10 and 11:20. And qualifying 4, the fastest heat will be out at 12:30 and 12:40. Then we've got a nice lunch break. And then the final heat, which is 5 rounds of qualifying, the final heats will be out at 2:40 and 2:50. And then we've got Super Pole, just 10 minutes after that. So basically everybody, all of the heats run 10 minutes apart. They have 3 minutes of warm-up, 4 minutes of a timed run for their qualifying, remember. They just completed controlled practice, 2 rounds of that, and then they had an SOP practice, which I can't remember what SOP stands for off the top of my head. So 3 minutes of warm-up, 4 minutes of timed qualifying, and they have 5 rounds of that. And so basically, cars are beginning their qualifying run every 10 minutes. So let's see who we're following. Okay, we're on the... And now here's an interesting tidbit. I'm sure it's interesting to me. This greenish car, this verdigris color car, the number 2 of Cyber. And we'll be finding out more about these drivers and where they're from, and hopefully what cars are running. I can tell you that there's Capricorn, there's Infinity, there's X-Rays. Serpents are the main brands that I have seen going around the pits. There are some BMT as well, which is an old school brand, I think. I mean, old school to me because it's been around quite a long time. Can't remember what I was saying before, but oh yes, the Tiffany Green. So, the greenish car that we are hopefully still on, we're not on, is, anyway, it's called Tiffany Green. It's not Seafoam Green or Bianchi Green, because that's just too confusing. Seafoam is, I think only artists might think of something as Seafoam Green. And only cyclists will know what the hell Bianchi is. But yeah, if you look up Tiffany Green on a Google image search, you'll find Pantone colors and all that. It's basically that sort of coppery, tarnished copper sort of color that you get on things that are made from copper, basically. Right, so their qualifying runs have started, and we're with the Tiffany Green number 2 as it coming across the start-finish line just in front of us. and is the lead car of Cyber. So we'll stick with him for a few laps and just kind of learn the track as we go around. So we've got the sweeper just coming up now, which is confusingly, we have another sweeper at the end of the straight, which is just on. And then the finishing line, that checker line that goes across the track. There's possibly even 3 timing loops here. So it's lots and lots of redundancy. This track has been here a long time, at least 20 or so years. Getting a little bit wider coming on to the straight. Getting caught up by this teal aqua car of number 6. Is that? Let's drop back to one car to Lawyer. Okay, yeah. No, it's... Sorry, dude. We're sticking with this car that you're on. So Lawyer rapidly being closed down by this bright blue car. And these guys are getting a bit closed up now. So we've got a kind of green car, a kind of blue car, and then an actual blue car. And that's the number 1, I think, of Eduardo. Yes, because he's making up time. And it looks like Cyber's been passed by Lawyer. Oh, and the blue car goes sliding. Oh, caught up by the 5. Very lucky bounce there. 2 cars been pulling off, going into the pits. I don't know if that's a stop and go or just pulling off because of check for damage. Unfortunately, that is going to wreck the qualifying run for Cyber. But that puts Lawyer and Fernandez, Del Cielo, Totemais, Eduardo, Picon, Vidal, all ahead of him. Cyber now dropping down to 8th. So we're with the dark blue car now, going into the main straight. Main straight, back straight. I'm going to mix them up just to keep everybody on the toes. So it's actually a blue and white car. It's mostly blue, so we'll just stick with blue. Go through the infield, down the pit straight, into the hairpin. Going on to the main straight now. And I would guesstimate, easily hitting 70, 80 miles an hour. These things are fast. And this is a very big track. For an 8-skill racer to say a track is big, it's very big. We're actually located here right next to the city football stadium. So football, soccer, whatever you want to call it. Cutting that corner a bit tight. Now when these things just get a bit off kilter when they hit the curbs, and the curbs are substantial, let me tell you. They're not rippled or ribbed or anything like that. But if you hit it wrong, you are going into the fence, and it will not be pretty or cheap. The pink, is that the number? I can't see the number, but the pink car, it's going very, very slow. This is number 8 of Picon. Can we get... Okay, so in addition to having all this action going on, I'm going to be keeping track of the chat. Now you'll notice if you're watching on RCTV YouTube, we'd love to hear from you guys. But we'd also love for you to check out the RCTV shop. We've got some cool shirts, we've got hats, we've got hoodies. So if you absolutely love what we do and you want to help support us and keep us going, it would literally be amazing if you could help us out and keep the lights on. So just waiting for some chat to come through. Crunchy D8 saying, I did that. You did what? What'd you get? What did you order? Checking in from North Carolina, USA once again, sir. Howdy there, BJ Williams. You were just in North Carolina last year for RCGP. It was a very nice drive, to be honest, from and this is from someone who grew up in Texas and drove across the South a couple times in his life on family holidays and whatnot. And I'll tell you what, it still feels very Smokey and the Bandit. Is just quite cool. It was very nice. It was a very, very nice drive. Matt would have enjoyed it, but he was looking at his phone the whole time, basically just doing business. So Crunchy saying, I had a look at the RC Racing TV shop. Oh, very good. So, I mean, was there anything that struck your fancy? Anything that missing? Let us know what you'd like to see. So, have some ideas. But obviously, what sells stays, basically. So, I've actually got the camel hat on myself. Was asking Matt for one for ages and ages, and he goes, oh, yeah, here we go. Yeah, by the way, we're going to sell it too. Great. All right. So I'm not going to be the only one wearing it, but that's okay. So the next heat 3 is out there. Car number 1 is going to be Prata. Then we've got Hep, Saborit, Alvaro, Levy, Lopez. I'm not sure if that's Ferreira or Ferreira, and then Sanchez, Forney, and McGuinness? I don't know. I know that there's a letter missing off of that. So I must say, shout out to Matt for making this shot right here work. Look at how awesome this looks. Of course, the camera and all the gear is just going to be coated in nitro dust. Nitro slime at the end of the day. Tire dust and nitro smoke fumes, which is just like burnt oil. But here we go. They are out, and I'm going to say that I'm very, very happy that this is not the group with 3 gray cars in it, because 1, gray cars should be banned. 2, more than 1 car with the same exact 1 can color. It's not good for anyone commentating or watching, because how do you know who's who? And even if you're driving, I mean, I've been in races where people have mixed up who's driving what white car. So it's it's hilarious, but it's not great to observe. Here we go. So we have the full heat listing now, qualifying heats. So we've got from Portugal, Jorge Prata Raul in car 1. From Germany, we've got Tobias Hep. From Spain, we've got Iker Saborit Cobelan. Also from Spain, we've got Nuno Alvaro Arcas. I think that's a familiar name. From Austria, Alain Levy. From Spain, we have Christian Lopez. From Portugal, we have Nuno Ferrero Pinto. From Spain, 2 more racers, Carlos Sanchez Labernia. And I know I'm saying that in a very American way. From Spain, again, we have Tony Forney Thomas. And from Italy, we have Luca Minganella. Okay, I'm going to stick with that. Let's see. I'm going to start looking at the top 3 heats. And apologies, Jude. Just follow. What car is this? I think it's a car. It's the car 1 of Jorge Prata. So let's stick with Jorge for a bit while I just go through the qualifying group 5 for some top names. We have Victor Wilk, Lamberto Collari, and I mean, I do apologize if you have no idea who he is, but he's a multi world and European champion. In Group 6, which is the second to last fastest heat, or whatever, if that makes sense, Nicola Moroni of Hot Race, Filippo Dominine, who, if you're not aware who he is, and you're at a track and you see maybe a 14 or 15-year-old kid just wearing ski goggles all the time, that's Filippo Dominine. And he is almost certainly a future European champion. We have Timu Lino, who I believe is world champion, not in this class, but in another. Carmine Raiola. Let's see. And then we have in the final group, we've got Robert Peach, multi-time European champion. Dario Balestri, Tony Gruber, who I was happy to see win the 1/10 touring car class European Championship down in Sicily a few weeks ago. Francesco Torroni, Yilis Grosskamp, Dominic Greiner, who is I think, 2-time world champ and multiple European champions. Simon Kurzbuch, Alex Thurston, and Andrea Catanzani. Now, the only people I haven't been able to say hello to and find out how things are going for them are Peach and Kurzbuch. Both of them very, very fast. Dario Balestri himself is saying that Peach is absolutely the top threat this weekend. Everybody's saying Peach is the top threat. So we'll see how things work out for them. Obviously, qualifying is where it really starts to count. These guys have been doing practice, free practice, controlled, timed practice, and then controlled practice. Controlled practice is where they did, I think it was the fastest 3 consecutive laps or something like that. I don't know exactly. I do apologize. Feel free to look it up on the EFRA rules online, efra.ws. You can download them and check them out. Discuss them amongst yourselves. So they did controlled practice was this morning. There were 2 rounds of it, and it was the fastest however many laps set the qualifying order, which is what we're looking at now, which is why I had to tear up, basically, the timed practice order that we had, because the names were all changed. So those fast guys will start coming out in about 15 minutes time for Group 5, and then so that's at 3:10, and then 3:20 for Group 6, 3:30 for Group 7, and then we start all over again with Group 1. So let's see what is happening in the chat. Feel free to yes, BJ Kalari is the all-time leader in single-class world championships with 9. And Ricardo saying that Alain Levy, currently in Heat 3, was the EC 1/10 235 millimeter winner at this track in 2003. Curiously, in Sicily, we actually had what's now called the wide class. They kind of brought it back. Basically, it's the touring cars with different hubs, I think, and with the wide front and rear tires, and obviously a different body. But yeah, so the wide class is trying to make a comeback. Michael Sullivan, who is actually here, he was the EC 1/10 200 millimeter winner at the same event. Very good. Sam Knight, first time tuning in. This is fantastic. Thank you, Sam. We do hope that you and everyone else out there in the world and the universe enjoy the coverage. So, top racers in this one: Hep, Saborit, Levy, Alvaro, Manganella. Okay, so now I've got that right. Oh, Manganella hops up in the top 3. Saborit takes over top spot. 20 seconds left in this one while I've been waffling on. Heat 4 is out there. Now this is possibly one of the best laid out facilities that I've ever seen. The only thing I would possibly add to it is an off set of stairs to go with for the drivers to come down while the other drivers are coming up for the next heat. But I mean, even then, the stairs are really wide, and there's a good amount of thought and preparation that went into this track. And you'll see on the finals day, the grandstands, and there are grandstands, they're actual just normal members of the public who are here watching. You know, they're never going to buy one of these €1,000 kits, but you know, maybe they'll get an RC drift car or an RC toy crawler truck or something like that and move on to other things. So that's the great thing, one of the great things about this track. Apart from, you know, to be honest, the shade that is protecting us from the sun at the moment. It's 26 degrees Celsius, 79 Fahrenheit. So it's nice and comfortable, but I am in the shade. So Group 4 coming out now. So the drivers in this one, from France in car number 1, we've got Simon Burgoyne from Portugal. We have Hal Figueiredo, very familiar name for us. From the Netherlands, John Ehrman, who's done some TV work, basically, for one of the Dutch TV shows. Just to, one of these TV show researchers calls around and says, oh, we need to find a RC person who can drive one of those little toy cars. And somehow he got on TV, so good for him. From Spain, Jorge Martinez Agudo. From France, from 2 more racers, Antoine Gachette and Fabien Beranger. From Italy, we have Valentin Luca Ialesi. Valentin Ialesi Luca. Well, now that's... Oh, no, it's because the mother's name is Luca, isn't it? Something like that. But that's... Yeah, I was going to say, that is young Mr. Ialesi. Son of Daniele Ialesi. And from Spain, we have Ruben Olivares Munoz. From Portugal, Jose Pequito. Oh, that's a nice name. From France, we have Baptiste Jimenez. All right, so 10 racers in this one. We'll see how it goes. And again, the next one, we've got Victor Wilk, Lamberto Colari, Maxime Ripoll. You know who we don't have is Robin de Hont. He's usually in this class, isn't he? From the Netherlands. Sascha Klug is in the next heat. But, yeah, okay. So, these drivers, there we go. Great shot coming out of the pits. Tiny little cameraman in the pits, watching everyone go out. So, first car coming around. Coming just past us, car number 2 of Hal Figueiredo. Let's stick with this one, the yellow and orange car. First car out of the pits. Why not? Let's give you a follow. So Crunchy D8 or Crunchy D8. Can you explain more about the cars, please? Yeah, well, it kind of depends how much RC knowledge that you have. These cars, in particular, run on very compacted, very hard foam rubber tires with 4-wheel drive. They have, is it 2.1 cc engines? Or 0.21 inch engines? I can't remember. But we call them big block engines. In many cases, especially if you're kind of more of a basher like myself. But these run on basically highly modified airplane engines, and they've been basically made to run cars basically. So they use nitromethane fuel and natural and synthetic castor oils to lubricate the insides of the engine, so it doesn't just grenade itself. They have tuned pipes. So if you're familiar with, say, 2-stroke motorcycle racing, something like that, or even scooters. Scooters are the big thing, or were a big thing for some time. And they have these like weirdly shaped tuned pipes, make them sound really loud. That's what makes these things sound really loud. They rev up to about 35,000 RPM, which is the other thing that makes them really loud. And one of the reasons why you can't have a track like this within most city limits, most places. So we're kind of out in the middle of kind of nowhere. We're up on a hill, but we're next to a sports stadium, which obviously is going to be quite loud. Ooh, and we have a dead clutch on that number 2 car that we were following earlier. Hal Figueiredo getting pulled off the track there, so we're going to move over and let his pitman take care of that. Pit person, I should say. Car number 6, and now they're pulling into the pit. So find someone else to follow, Jude. What else can I say about these cars? They have actual spring oil-filled shock absorbers. They're all coming into pit, that's why. So now they've got you can hear the computer voice lady counting down the time. So that is the time before the clock starts running. Everyone runs on their own individual clock. So it's all controlled by computers, so there's no one with an actual stopwatch out there. You can just look at everyone's lap times, basically, on the computer screens that are dotted all around the track and the paddock. And yeah. What else is there? I mean, they're highly tuned. I mean, if you are familiar with even just like a road car tuning, like if you wanted to take it make it into a track racer, and there's all sorts of things that you can do to. You can put coilover shocks on it and change the ride height, with wrenches and all sorts of things. And add sway bars and make them stiffer or remove them or whatever you want to do. All that you can do and more on these little model cars. It's absolutely amazing. You can get very, very lost trying to catch, the fast guys across the pit or your buddy next to you. You can get lost on the setup, and then, of course, you have to drive it and be good enough to actually get around the track without smashing your car to bits. So, yeah, it can be incredibly, incredibly fun and quite frustrating when it's not going well. So we've got Gachette, Martinez, Paquito, Jimenez, Olivares, Ialesi, Burgoyne, Baranger, Figueiredo has pulled off with that critical whatever has happened to his. It sounded like a clutch had just gone bust on his car. I see Ialesi's mother is out there pitting for him. And, we know that she's a well-accomplished pit mechanic. Are they still throwing away their engines after basically every run? Probably not. I mean, these are probably, once you get it in, if you get it from a tuned, if you just search for Ialesi, IELASI, engines. Ialesi engines RC. Just search for that, and you can see how much the engines are. Even on eBay, I bet they're going to be 300 to 400 pounds or euros, at least, even used. Or maybe I might be overinflating it, but they're not going to be cheap. Maybe you would throw away the piston and sleeve. It depends if you blow it up or not, basically. Hello from South Africa. Well, hello, South Africa. And Steel Rain saying, wish we had a track like this in the USA. I do too, because it would be amazing to broadcast something like this from the US. I had the very good fortune to be in Cleveland, of all places, way long time ago. I think it was Cleveland. And they had an 8-scale track. It was basically like a asphalt square at the edge of a park or something. Oh, and the number, that's one of the gray cars getting knocked out on the infield by the blue and white number 6. Who is that? Number 8 of Olivares. And yeah, so, and it was good to have a track that size, but the infield, it was just all marked out with boards, which makes it very easy to reconfigure whenever you want. But to have a permanent, I mean, to me, this is almost an ideal sort of track, because I would have it maybe a few more cut-throughs and sort of like more flowing, so you could have like a one mini track and then another mini track, like, so if 10-scale touring car guys want to come and play, and then drift guys want to come and play as well, they can be on the track at the same time, or something like that. But this track was designed for 1/8-scale racing. Or large-scale touring car, which is amazing. And again, like I mentioned earlier, I think it was the very first time I was here, it was a large-scale touring car race. And those things are beasts. And again, if you have a chance to watch through, look up on the RCTV or EFRA YouTube channels, look up last week's coverage that we did. I was commentating on it. It was amazing. And it was the large-scale touring car championship, European championships from Groningen, Netherlands. And there's our finishing order for Heat 4. And I do realize that I'm not really talking about the drivers all that much, but that will start to change, because we have some quite famous names going out there now. and especially in the 2 heats following. So just going to see if I can reload the chat, because I've missed some and I can't seem to be able to scroll up. So in this one, Group 5. From France, we have Thomas Etard. From Sweden, we have Victor Wilk, or Vilk, probably. From Italy, Lamberto Collari, 9-time world champion. From the Netherlands, Robin Hertong. From France, Maxime Ripoll. From Spain, a forenamer. So I'm not sure if it's Juan Antonio or Antonio Hidalgo Garrido Juan. It's probably Juan Antonio, because I don't know of any Spanish people with the last name of Juan. So it's Juan Antonio Hidalgo Garrido, I believe. From Italy, we have Gandine Jonathan. It's probably Jonathan Gandine, I think. That's a mix-up. That's going to be very helpful to figure out as I'm shouting things out. From Italy, we have Thomas Lorenzi again. Again from Italy. He's not in the heat twice. He's just in the heat once. From Austria, we have Sascha Klug. From France, we have Louis Christophe. And just once again, just to run through the names in the next 2 heats. So these are coming up in about 10 minutes' time, and again in about 20 minutes' time. So the next heat will have Nicola Moroni, Oliver Mack, Filippo Dominine, Timu Lino, Carmine Raiola. The other names, unfortunately, I don't think are that big enough. And in the apologies, in the final heat, we do have Robert Peach, Dario Bellestri, Tony Gruber, Francesco Taroni, Mirko Salemi, Yilis Grosskamp, Dominic Greiner, Simon Kurzbuch, Alex Thurston, and Andrea Catanzani. Yes, I read off all 10 names because they are all fast guys. And they all are familiar to me. So this, right now, that is on the track is just warm-up, which is why we're not really showing it. So it's fine. We're okay. But I do have to say there are 3 great cars in this one. And 2 all-white cars. So that's half the field. All run, even more than that are running one-color paint schemes. At least there's the number 5 car. I'm going to shout out number 5. And that is Maxime Ripoll from France, at least running race paint. And so is number 0 of Louis Christophe from France. So I'm going to give them big shout-outs for running race paint. Everyone else, run different colors. Or at least, number 8, okay, running green. Just normal green, not even like high-vis green. And that's Thomas Lorenzi from Italy. So that's fine. But number 2, number 3, white. Number 1, yellow. Number 7, gray. Number 9, pale blue. Number 6, I think, gray. And again, like I said, I think gray, just no. It should never have become a popular full-size car color. That's just me. Right, so while we're waiting for the actual timing to get going, if you're watching us on a tablet or your phone or anything like that, do a little swipe up or turn the phone like upright so it's vertical. You know what I mean? So you can see the basically we have like some cool shirt offers, and we got the hats, and we have hoodies. If you're watching us on, well, I guess your TV or your laptop or something like that, just check out underneath the, take it off full screen just for a moment, and check out the shirts. We got shirts and things like that. So if you love what we do and you want to support us and you want to be a hero, be a legend, give us, give us some additional help. You get 10% off your first order when you order a shirt, hat, hoodie, or other bits of clothing. Do a group order. Get your friends to get just whatever style or color or whatever they like, and it'll just be extra super cool. And while we're on it, you can also check out you can support us on YouTube on RCTV. You can support us on the RCTV YouTube. You can support us, what is it, $5 a month? $5 a month to be a hero? Yes? And we will physically mail you out a sheet of stickers that you may have seen on the RCTV socials recently. So they're various sizes and various different styles of stickers. It's a little like an A5 sheet, like half a size, like if you take a letter size sheet of paper. If you're in America, it's letter and legal. Everywhere else in the world, it makes sense where it's A4 and A5. There's just, anyway, it's about an A5 sheet or half a letter sheet of paper of already cut out stickers. And now here's all the great cars in the infield, all together, for no reason. I don't know why. Okay, so anyway, let's go through and see how things are going for everybody. So, Kalari just popped in the top slot. Atard, Klug, Ripoll, Christoph, Victor Wilkes just jumped up into the top. Now these guys are qualifying, so they will be jumping around quite a bit. So, and again, they're all on their own individual clocks. Soren Nielsen saying hello from Denmark. Hello, Soren. See, Jason knows what I'm talking about. I'm surprised that people would choose gray as a color car does not stand out on the track a lot. It doesn't stand out at all. I mean, the tarmac is gray, and you put, basically just, you may as well just run a clear body. There's just nothing. There's a reason why as you get older, you want brighter and brighter colors on your racing cars. Jorn Neumann, who's I believe he's won more than one European championship. His body painter, he told me. I said, you're not running a black wing anymore. I said, what's up with that? I'm so used to seeing your car with a black wing. He said, well, my body painter said, why don't I try a bright color at the back of my body? Because he used to run, I think it was a bright yellow, red, then black car. And he switched from the black rear end to a bright yellow rear end. And he just liked it. And that was in 12th scale. And now he runs it in electric buggy as well. And, goes great for him. He did pretty well. I mean, he didn't win. Still got on the podium twice. So that's not too bad. So the time is counting down now. That's 4 minutes done. So far, I haven't seen anybody run out of fuel yet, which was the concern I was bringing up earlier that some of the drivers were telling me. Because basically they must just be timing it to absolute perfection. Because I was told that one fuel tank on these cars, and I can't remember how big a fuel tank it is. I think it's either 70, no, it can't be 75, that's 1/10. It might be 100 or 125 cc. I can't remember. If anyone knows, shout out in the comments. But one fuel tank will last about 4 minutes and 20 seconds, and it takes them 20 seconds to do a slow lap around. And the qualifying run is exactly 4 minutes. So from the pit to the start line to start their run, and then to do 4 minutes, and then get back to the pit. They have to do that all in one tank. So they're doing the whole F1 style lift and coast going down the main straight, or through the infield. But basically, the track is that big that even these cars, they're just on full throttle all the time. Now you'll see, well, you can't see, but the marshals from the last race are basically standing next to where they're sat down for the marshalling duties. Most of them with their arms crossed, waiting impatiently for someone to come out. Well, it's really only one person doing that. But so the next group is out in the pit lane, as you can see. We've got Nicola Barone. So if you're familiar with the Hot Race brand, that is Nicola. Sorry about that. Was just being passed some information. So Nicola Morone he's Mr. Hot Race, basically. He's from, I think, well, his cousin is from Naples, or Napoli, in Italy. Right in the shadow of Vesuvius. So I assume he is also from there. Oliver Mack from Germany. Filippo Domanin, the only person going around the pits with a pair of ski goggles on. Timu Linu, who's actually suffering from a stomach bug this week. He's not well, so for him to be that high up in Group 6 is pretty good, I think. From Germany, we've got Marco Vigerding. From Spain, we have Alvaro Fernandez Calvo. From Italy, we have Carmine Raiola, who did pretty well at the 1/10 Touring Car European Championships a few weeks ago in Sicily. And I think the next racer, Tim Wood, from the UK, apart from Alex Thurston, he's our only British racer. Yeah. Thurston's in the final group, which is very good for him. Well, I shouldn't say very good, but good for him. He's quite a racer. From Italy and car 9 in this group, we have Mattia Colavo. From Austria, we have Tobias Sutrick. Don't know of the track temperature. Ricardo popping in with some Timu facts. Timu in this run was the EC 1/10 200 mil winner at this track in 2018. Excellent. I knew he was an EC, but yeah, I wasn't sure which. So yes, we will try to follow car 8 in heat 6. That is Tim Wood. So thanks for that, John. And I'm sure you'll want us to follow Alex as well. So yes, we're going to try to follow everybody. Let's see, once time starts, we may as well give them a go here because it is going to be pretty hard. And actually, I can't remember how many laps they're getting. So if it's 20, someone's just died in front of us, stuck. Oh no, upside down in the sweeper at the end of the straight. Is that car 9 body post to come off the back, so the body's quite wonky. Car 9, that's Matteo Colavo. He's going to be pulling in. So final bits of fuel, splash and dash. Qualifying time is about to start for these guys. So if you can, let's see if we can find Tim Wood out there in car 8. We do have a couple of cars with not having numbers on the sides of the car, so that makes it incredibly difficult to if you can spot car 8 in the pits, Jude. I can't see where they're at just yet from our pit lane cam. That's is it Fabio Domanin there in the X-ray shirt? It's he's calming his son down. His son, being a teenager, a little excitable sometimes. Just how they are. You know how it was, right? You remember. All right, so car 8 is the orange and white car coming through the infield now. Just going around. He's followed by the red car, I suppose. Just on the pit straight. Going on the hairpin and onto the sweeper, leading onto the straight now. Going down the main straight. And probably he's on. There we are. Great camera work, Jude. So the sticker, the number sticker on the left side of the car is coming off. That's not going to help aerodynamics. And funny thing about these cars, they're now running serrated rear gurney flaps, which I asked Yillis if it makes him faster, if he can feel the difference, and even he was like, not really. But I was joking around with this mechanic, and he was saying, well, everyone else is doing it, so it can't be slow, can it? It's just the new thing. That's all. It's just a new thing. So this is Tim Wood from the UK. At least he's running paint. He's running race paint. It's simple, but it's race paint. More than 2 colors. And the car behind, the number 0. So let's drop back 1 car to the mostly, is that yellow or is it green? I call it flow yellow. It's very, very bright when you look at it from the front end. That's the car 0 of Tobias Sutrick trying to get past Tim. We're not trying to get past, but just, you know, he does seem faster in some sections. I think Tobias made a little bit of a mistake there. He's dropped back quite a bit. Gap has increased quite a lot. Behind Tobias is that blue car. Let's drop back to the blue car now. Blue car number 5 of Marco Wiegerding. I've never seen that name before. Because Marco now is creeping up on Tobias. These cars are absolutely fantastic to watch in the corners. They look like they're drifting, but the sides of the car are absolutely up, straight up and down. And if you look at the body mounts, now the body mounts on the back end go straight up the sides of the, I guess the uprights of the body. So, ooh, and Tobias and Marco come together, and that lets, who's this white car that's come now in between them? Number 1, that's Nicola Morone. Mr. Hot Race has popped up in there. Now, I don't think we're running actual Hot Race tires because it is a control tire. Dominine has come off. I think his dad has come out to rescue him. I mean, Dominine's father wouldn't be out here unless Filippo was out himself. So I don't know what's going on with Filippo. Right. So let's see who we're still on Morone. So let's drop back to the next car behind. I want to make sure we try to cover everybody. We've already shown the number 0. Time is already expired. It's we've got about 30 seconds. So just coming through the infield now, Jude, through the, I think I called this the Omega earlier, but down the pit straight now is just a plain yellow body. Number 7 of Carmine Raiola. Going down the main straight. And that's Carmine Raiola. And unfortunately, sorry, Carmine, but we couldn't follow you through. Drop back 1 car very, very quickly, and the bright orange car, I believe that's car 6. That is Fernandez from Spain, and everybody is finishing their run. I think the next car that we didn't follow is the Tiffany Green car coming down the main straight now. Just crossing the finish line, it's car number 2 of Oliver Mack. And that is everybody except for Dominine and Linu. I don't think... Yeah, Colavo didn't start at all. Linu only got a couple laps. And Dominine, I guess, I don't know what... No, I think what he was doing, I think Dominine finished his run, young Filippo, but his dad, Fabio, I think his name is, came out to listen to maybe the clutch engagement point or something like that. At least of his car, I would think. So yeah, Fabio I believe is his dad's name. And then the older son is Filippo, younger son, Francesco. So all Fs. So the next run is going to be Group 7. This is our final group of qualifying for Heat group. Qualifying round 1 is how we would say this in the UK, the US, I think. So car number 1 is the German Robert Peach. Car number 2 from Italy, Dario Balestri. Car number 3, Tony Gruber. Car number 4, the Italians, Francesco Tironi, and then Mirko Salemi in car 5. From the Netherlands, we have Jilis Grosskamp. From Germany, we have Dominic Greiner. From Switzerland, Simon Kurzbuch. From the UK, we have Alex Thurston in car 9, and I'm sure he's going to be running his traditional scheme of what is it? Sort of like a hot purple, sort of, with black and white. And then in car 10, we have the Italian Andrea Catanzani. So current temperature, 26.4 degrees Celsius. That's about 79.5 degrees. Okay, well, I've just answered your question there, Orlando. Simone 677 Sambucci says, Forza Catanzani. And Olivier saying, yes, as they get a bit sideways, it's a bit like the World Endurance Championship cars where they have that upright only at the back end of the car, so that if they do get sideways, they kind of like the arrows sort of just pushes them so that the front of the car keeps going in the right direction. You know what I mean? So yeah, it is a bit like that. And Ricardo, again with the facts. Robert Peach was the EC 1/8 winner at this track in 2012. Lovely tire strategy and a nice overtake enabled him to win from Collari. That was an awesome final. Ricardo, how do you know this stuff? It's great, but yeah, that's amazing. And Ricardo Paiva says, anybody with a Noble NB4? I'm afraid I'm not sure what that is. Someone has just come off with a car that is just revving its head off. And the mechanic and another mechanic and the marshal are all in the pits trying to get it stopped. I think it is stopped now. That is not good. I couldn't see what number that was. That is a nightmare. I think it was a clutch piece that came off, or maybe a pinion or something. Wow. So that is really, really unfortunate. The car's coming in for the last bit of fuel now. Oh, there you can see it on screen, actually. It was the car 0 of Catanzani. That bright yellow car. So unfortunately for Andrea, his first qualifying run not off to a good start. You can see Alex Thurston's girlfriend there and father. 2 people allowed per car. And what's really cool about this pit lane, it's built so robustly that not only is there diamond plating for the refueling position on the cars, there's pipes that stick out, so you're physically sort of blocked. You can just see them there, those white bits that line up with the markings on the pit lane. So everybody knows where they're supposed to stand and how many people can fit in. It's very, very nicely laid out sort of track. You can see the brickwork and everything, and it's actual. I think it's properly tarmacked, or is it just painted cement? I think it's cement because that resists the fuel and oil better. Yeah, Ricardo, the Noble NB4. I have no idea if anyone. And Matt Bradley Wenzel is asking, how does someone get hired to film these events? Well, I guess you got to know us, I guess. Right, so time has started. They're already 25 seconds in. Gruber laying it down with an 18.9. Balestri with an 18.9. Tironi, 19.1. Let's see where Peach is going to come in. He hasn't done his first lap yet. Catanzani hasn't gone out. Peach is... What has happened to Peach? Greiner. Okay, there he comes in. So Peach isn't running. Okay, then. All right, well, that's a bit disappointing. So here we are. This is Alex Thurston, instantly recognizable. Unless that's Alex Thurston. So who's this? Can't see the number. Stay on this car, Jude, that you're on. This pink car. It's about to go on the straight. Back straight. Very, very long. Very long. Just coming around us now. No, numbers are flying off the car, literally as we're watching. I can't even tell what number it is. Number 9. That is Thurston. Okay. Alex, use some motor spray or something to clean the grease off your car. Or maybe some dishwashing fluid or something. Okay. But he is chasing down the bright yellow car. That is the car 4 of Francesco Tironi running an Infinity. So Alex running a Capricorn. And I believe an Elacey tuned engine. So if we drop back one car, Jude, to the bright yellow that's behind. So it's the car 5 of Mirko Salemi. So this is the second Italian person that I am aware of. I haven't met this Mirko, but I've met another Mirko who is Italian. And yeah, it's an interesting name for an Italian, isn't it? Mirko. You would think, oh, Russian or, you know, Eastern European. But no, Italian. Interesting. All right, so let's drop back one car to the instantly recognizable Ulis Grosskamp. Just coming down the main straight now. Drop back one car, Jude. Jude. There we go. That's Ulis Grosskamp, former world champion. Not at this track, Ricardo. But yes, we all, well, some of us of a certain age may remember the year, I can't remember what year it was, but when Ulis won the world championship with electric touring car. I think it was with the Tamiya way back when. Was at his home track. But this is Ulis, car number 6. And so if we drop back one more car, Jude, and it's the mostly yellow with orange bits. And this is this car 9? People walking back and forth. Car 8. It's car 8 of Simon Kurzbuch. So I was a bit mistaken. In Sicily at the 110 Touring Car Championships, I assumed he would be there because it's Nitro and it's on-road, and there we go. You go, why wouldn't he be there? But no, he only runs 1.8. So if we draw back one more car, Jude, to number 2, that is Dario Balestri. And immediately behind him on track is the car 3 of Tony Gruber. So these two guys, they've got history dating back to, guess when? Sicily, the 110 Touring Car European Championships. So if we try and get, maybe if we can, oh, Kurzbuch made a mistake. That made Dario make a mistake. And now Kurzbuch has dropped, well, not dropped back, but, I know what happened. They crossed the line. Their time is done, so they just basically all slowed down. That's all that happened. So there was no mistake, just an immediate slowdown. And there we go. So yeah, that was hopefully, I think, apart from Peach, which was a surprising DNS. Catanzani, very unfortunate DNS. Peach did get in one lap. And that was probably more of a shakedown. I mean, we missed him in the furor, the chaos of trying to follow everybody. So I'm not sure who... This is car number 9. This is Thurston going around. So don't worry about that. I don't know why he's going around, but maybe just to make sure that his car is running properly. But I'm assuming that's why Peach only got 1 lap in 1 minute and 26. So don't know what happened to Peach there. Obviously, he was looking so good last year in Valencia, which is about 1,000 kilometers away. It's like 600 miles. It's what, maybe not even a 2-hour flight. So you can see now the drivers that were just racing are now out on track and taking their positions to turn marshal. I'm looking for car number or position number 1. I'm not sure where that is. I haven't seen Robert's car. I haven't seen Robert. That's Tironi in the red. I think Robert is sat down now. Obviously, if that is him, obviously not all that happy. As I wouldn't be. If I only got 1 lap in a 4-minute run in my first run of qualifying at the European Championships. Okay, so second round of qualifying about to come up. And we're just waiting for time to count down. I think it's, there's only 9 racers in the first 2 groups of qualifying. So the next time we're going to see the fastest group of racers, we've got at 4:40, and that's Central European time -1. So I guess, I'm not sure, is that GMT? Is British Summertime the same as GMT? It is? Okay, so GMT. So let's just do that. And if you're not sure where you are in relation to GMT time, just, check it out online because it's very easy to figure out. British summertime. British summertime. British summertime. You have to talk like a Dalek when you say things in official British. The group with, let's see, Group 5, which is Wilk, Kalari, Ripoll, Lorenzi, Christoph, they are out. That is Group 5. They were out at 4:30 GMT. The group with Marone, Dominine, Linu, Raiola, Wood, who was the other fast chap? Sutrik. They are in. They're back on the track at 4:40 GMT. And the group we just saw racing, I think we might be a little bit ahead of schedule. That's why they're kind of holding things. Usually there's only like a 3-minute gap. Anyway, at 4:50 GMT, or British Summertime, or CET -1, we will have Peach, Balestri, Gruber, Tironi, Salemi, Grosskamp, Greiner, Kurzbrook, Thurston, and Catanzani. Okay, so mark that down. Tomorrow, qualifying kicks off at, so there is a practice. This class, not all classes, but this class has a practice of 5-minute runs each to help kind of clean up the track and put some rubber down or whatever it is. It's just part of the tradition. So their practice starts at 9. Not going to guarantee that we're going to be live for that time, but the qualifying round 3 starts at 10:20. Qualifying round 4 starts at 11:40. Then we have a lunch break. Qualifying 5 final round of qualifying starts at 1:50. So the fastest 2 groups are out at 11:10, 12:30, and 4:40 tomorrow. We also have Super Pole tomorrow at 4. Again, all the times I'm telling you are at GMT, British Summertime, or CET -1. Now, Super Pole is fun. Not for everybody. There's one person who's been on RCTV broadcast before who famously hates it. But we won't mention him because this isn't even his class of racing. But as we enjoy Dario Ballestri's description of it, he described it as literally having a doctor examine your posterior internally, personally. So yeah, the marshals have now started making their way into the shade, coming off track. You can't do a 10-minute technical timeout, can you? During qualifying, can you? I don't know what the delay is. I didn't hear anything announced, but then I'm not necessarily listening to the. Yeah, but 3:50. Yeah, there is 5 minutes to start, I suppose. Yeah, let's see if we can bring up some overall. So I mean, these guys who are out, we can see on picture now. They've been sat there with the engines running, just rubbing, just and they have another 5 minutes before they actually are allowed to go out on track. So, yeah, I mean, the schedule's there. I've had it in my hand this whole time. So that's why. But the marshals, they didn't know. They thought that we were just running straight through again. But no, this is the end of the round. So there we go. Here's a very messy looking. Yeah. That's a great photo, though, if I say so myself. But, oh, there we go. Here we are. Okay, so after the first round of qualifying, and remember, the one thing you have to remember is that Peach hasn't run. Everybody that I've talked to has said that he is the fastest. Everybody. So expect him to be at least in the top 3. I mean, even Dario and Tony Gruber were both saying Peach is the guy to look out for. He's the fastest. But you can't be the fastest if you have a problem with your car. So yeah, I don't know what happened, but we'll try and find out. And yeah, let's bring in Mr. Nick, because when we go around the Europe, people say, "Oh, where is the other one? Where is the Nick? Where is Nick?" And I go, "Oh yeah, Nick. Yeah, he likes to stay home now."
Yeah, he used to be famous.
I can just barely hear him. Where's my thing? There we are.
Do I need to be louder?
No, I turned you up. It's okay. What'd you say, Nick?
I said I used to be famous.
You used to be. Well,
and
yeah,
but
people. Yeah, but you used to be famous. But if you don't make an appearance every now and then, you'll be the one that people used to ask about as well.
No, it's right. I am appearing in person at the 1/8 buggy. You see. So
yeah, I do mention that.
Backside and going there. So yeah, it's been an interesting year. We're all off doing different things. The thing I'm most looking forward to about going to the 1/8 buggy event is that I get to wear the new merch. because everyone else is getting to wear the new merch, new T-shirts, new hats, and I get to see the new merch because Ash was wearing it last week at the ETS. I've seen it on the dryer. He's washed it. But I haven't actually got any of the new merch, and as one of the founding fathers of RC Racing TV, I kind of feel I should have some. But apparently, I'm promised I will get some merch.
Yeah.
For the
only when you do a job. Only when you do a job.
Yes. Yeah. It doesn't count. Just historically, being early doesn't count at all. That's right.
Well, I don't know if you've been listening or paying attention at all to the stream so far, but yeah.
Well, I was listening to you.
Yeah.
Come on. I was listening to you in your statement. I was here in 2016, which was wrong. It was 2015.
You know what? Before you even go, before you even say it, I was going to mention it at the very top of the show, and go before Nick even has a chance. I was going to say, no, go ahead now, but I forgot.
Are you mentioning 2012 to anyone?
No, I didn't. I wasn't going to do that either. But
I might say that for finals day. That's a cracking story that will fill in the gap between two finals on Saturday.
I did start yesterday's travels with feeling very, very poorly though. So I'm only.
Are you insured now?
I am. But I had to call Matt.
He's insured by his employers. So there's one thing that's changed, and that's the employer.
Yeah. And we did see the signs for the hospital as well. So I told Matt, drop a pin, save the location, because you know you're going to be taking me there at some point.
Well, surely the lovely nurse is there, isn't she? She works at the track.
She is not. She is not here.
She's not.
No.
Oh no.
And Matt thought she was married to someone else, but she's married to Sergio, whose father still runs the place, and who still doesn't speak a lick of English.
Well, you know.
You know how it is.
It's more our problem, isn't it? Can I just say a little thing to Matt? Can Matt hear me?
I think so.
I can, yes.
Yes, the camera at the top of the track, you need to move it a bit to the right.
1 second. The camera at the top of the track.
Yes, your ISO camera, which is at the top of the track, I went to the left.
To the
right slightly.
Yes. And also the pit lane wants to move a bit to the left as well.
Yes, I'm just proving I'm listening and watching, you know. I'm not just coming in to heckle Frank.
Yeah. Well. Speaking of heckling, Nick, someone Olivier says, "It's Nick. He is actually famous. He asked Michael Schumacher the question that made him cry."
I did, and it's really, really useful if your career peaked in 2000, isn't it? 23 years later. I'm never ever gonna get. There's nothing I can do now. I couldn't even streak on the Wembley turf that would have the same sort of impact.
No, not at all. You could do the most horrible thing ever, and that would still be the thing that goes on your tombstone.
Been there a minute before, yeah. That old joke I can't repeat about the little man by the I won't repeat it.
Yeah, don't. Yeah, mention that you can't repeat it, and then don't repeat it.
Well, that's it. But I think we all know the joke I'm talking about. Well, we might get very bored on Saturday. I'm building up Saturday, you see. I'm building this whole thing up.
Yes.
So people just can't wait to find out what's going on.
Right. Well, I think it is. Yeah. It's still
how did you enjoy? So, Frank, how did you enjoy both your trips in Holland last week?
They were quite nice, actually, and I'm very, very glad I missed the colossal brouhaha that was the four-wheel drive.
Yes,
I actually had quite a good time at the large-scale touring car, as you do, because they're amazing cars.
And did Laszlo buy you lots of beer? He's always trying to buy us beer. He's a lovely man.
Who is that?
Laszlo Gal, Mr. Paulstar.
Oh yes. No, I did get a couple pints off him in the hotel.
Good.
Yeah, so that was nice. Yeah, that was good. And good to catch up with him. And
so just before I go, for completism, I think this is the fifth time that RC Racing TV have been to Villarreal.
Yeah.
Can you name the other 4 times?
Well, 2000. Well, I can't remember the dates, but I know there was large scale touring car. I know there was 1/8 track, which is the same class. Because I mentioned to Matt that Robin DeHont is not here, and we usually see him at these events.
Right.
So those are the other 2 times that I've been here, and I think those are the only other 2 times that I've been.
No, because you have 1/10 Nitro in 2018 and large scale world championship in 2019.
Right. Okay. Yeah, but I wasn't here for those, so I don't remember.
No, but I did say RT Racing TV.
Yeah. But I don't have a catalogue of all that.
Well, this is what you should do. See, as now a full-time employee, Frank, you should have literally have watched every single stream ever.
I'm Matt's full-time employee.
Which is RT Racing TV, as far as I'm concerned. Apparently he's got some figures in other pies, but we're interested in that.
Oh, I asked him to explain it, and his head started to implode.
Yeah.
But,
it's a very bright red car, isn't it?
Yeah, well, wait till there's one heat. I think it's group 6. There's 3 gray cars and 2 white cars.
Excellent.
Yeah, it makes
I can tell you right now, I can't read the numbers.
Yeah.
So this should be interesting when we get to the commentary, because I can't read those numbers.
Well, we'll just
They have to give me a lot more bandwidth.
We'll work on it. I'm sure we'll try some super zoom.
It's car number 2.
Super zoom. Is it? Okay. That's great.
It is car number 2. It's got BMT stickers on it, so which I'm even surprised to see, because I didn't know that it was still even going as a brand. But good to see. Good to see some of those old brands.
To destroy, they're still running.
Oh, and he's crashed. Just coming on to the start of the main straight. So let's drop back. The brightly colored car coming down the pit straight now. Jude. Going on the hairpin and about to go on the main straight. The very, very brightly colored. I think it's in the car number 3.
That is brightly coloured.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, you might know actually. The name of this driver is Cristiano Coelho. So
no, Coelho is a very, very common surname in Portugal.
Is it? Okay, all right.
It's like Smith.
Right. Okay, so Jim Baker, whatever. But yeah, okay. I was curious about that, but yeah, I'm not going to go doorstep anybody then and say, "Oh, where's Bruno?" He's actually on holiday. He's been posting pictures on Instagram. He's having a nice time out in Spain. So yeah, this is one of the few cars that it's actually running a very nice, bright, multicolor racing paint scheme. Looks quite good. Car number 3 of Cristiano Coelho. So, Jude, if we drop back one more car to the white and purple, it's car 4 of Carlos Sanchez Lopez from Spain. We have another racer here whose name is Juan Antonio Hidalgo Garrido, which I'm sure we've seen him before, but I just love a four-namer. And a very slow white car coming down. What is that? Number 7. Konstantinos from Greece. Getting collected up and slowing lots of people down, unfortunately. Having some trouble. Where's that white? No, yeah, he's just coming across the finish line now. Coming around the, I call that bit the Omega. And we're not on him now, so we are... all white car of 7. That's Konstantinos. And time has finished, and it's still all moving around. But it looks like Gutierrez Felix Corbellani. Is that Corbellani? Corbellani. Sousa, Sanchez, Coelho. There we go. Sart, Soklis, Karageorgiou, and Armano is our finishing order. And that's first heat of round 2 of qualifying complete. You know what would make you happy, Nick?
Chocolate.
That and people joining the YouTube, the Hero Squad, basically.
Woo! Tell me about the Hero Squad.
Yeah, I would love to, and I'll tell everyone listening as well. Just just because. Basically, if you're enjoying the stream and you want to have, oh, hey, why don't you follow car number such and such instead of someone else who hasn't joined the Hero Squad. You can get priority car following. You can get a sheet of stickers, which are awesome. You can check out the Instagram feed for what some of the stickers look like. You get what else? Oh, you get something cool next to your name in the chat. People love cool things next to their name in chat. And that's £5 a month, $5 a month, five units of 5 currencies a month, basically. And you don't have to renew. It is auto-renewing, but you can always non-renew. But yeah, so if you're, it's not a lot to pay to support RCTV and help us go around the world and bring awesome live RC racing straight into your eyeballs. So that's, excellent. As well as chocolate, that's what would make you happy.
No, I want that now. I don't want chocolate anymore.
Yeah. Another thing that would make you happy, I mean, you mentioned it, the RCTV merch.
Oh, RCTV would make you happy. Yeah, theoretically it would make me happy. I've seen these marvellous pictures of it all. Seeing yourself.
Well, not yet. Not on your own person yet. But yes, so anybody who is able to go, you can go to, is it rcracingtv.com? You can go there. There's links on the RCTV YouTube channels. If any of the videos that you might watch, just look around and you'll find the links. You'll see the pictures of there's different types of shirts. There's a cool hat that I'm actually wearing right now. There's a cool hoodie, which I've got. Quite cool stuff.
You have a hoodie as well now, have you?
And a hoodie. Okay. 2 different types. Well, it's in 2 different colors, I think. Or at least 2 different colors. So you can get a hoodie, hat, and various types of shirts, stuff like that. And, and your first order, 10% off. And you can get that anywhere in the world, I believe. Right? Anywhere in the world? Yeah. Because it's made, it's one of those, cool new production things that it's basically wherever you are, order it, from your research station in Antarctica, and boom, it'll show up. Maybe not next day, but soon. It'll show up soon enough.
It could not sound quick enough.
We'll have penguins or yetis deliver it.
Why is it cold then?
Well, I was going with the research station in Antarctica.
Well, yeah, that's a good point about that. But I mean, I think Yetis are Himalayan, aren't they?
I suppose.
Antarctica, that's fine. Yeah, penguins are fine for Antarctica. But then there's always the issue, isn't there, with just something important here. There's always the issue, of course, at that point, with making elements, with making animals work. It's not on.
Yeah.
So we actually need. Oh look, Matt's taking the camera angle for me. Oh, that's good. Oh, that's a great angle.
He didn't wave.
There's a bump there. That isn't a bump. You see that light grey line just before the apex of the corner?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was convinced that was a bump, and we had an argument. We had a conversation about the world. It wasn't a bump.
What is it then? Is it just a smoother bit of tarmac?
Yeah.
Sorry?
Yeah, just different tarmac.
Yeah.
Thanks, Nick.
Oh, that's what I do. I remotely arrange cameras. Are you in the Are you in that little office again on behind the pit lane?
I am, yes.
This
is the first time that I've been here when we actually had this location. So it worked out really well.
We set up in the tent that you can see in this shot here at the end of the stand. Yes. We set up in that tent, and I didn't like it at all.
Yeah.
And the main track person wasn't keen on us moving. And then we were lucky enough to be able to move because people are reasonable. So there we go.
It's good to know.
So we'll let you.
People are reasonable.
We'll look forward to seeing you or hearing from you on Saturday, Nick.
Yes, and the good news was I forgot this was Portugal and Portugal time, so I get an extra hour in bed. It's excellent.
Exactly. Yes. Exactly.
All right, gang. See you soon. Have a lovely Friday and Thursday afternoon. Bye.
Bye, Nick. Right. So yes, we will be having Nick do the commentary for the finals. Oh, car number 8's just come into the pits with some damage. That ruins their run. Who's that? It's Pecan. Gerbert Dognon says, "Hi, RC Racing TV team. Happy to hear you again." Or you put "ear you" again, but "hear" also works. But they both work. And the Villain says, "Unless I can't read, there are only 250 sticker sheets, and they're all sold out. Actually, the only way to get the sticker sheets should be removed from the website. They shouldn't actually be on there because those are only available if you are at an event. So we do have some here. I'm looking at some right now." And we will be giving some of those out to people in the here. So if you know someone here, ask them to pop by and pick up a sheet of stickers for you. But the only way to get them legally, officially, not legally, but is to become an RCTV hero on the RCTV YouTube channel, and it's only 5 currencies, 5 units of currency of your currency per month. You don't have to pay like all year or whatever. You can just pay the one time and get the stickers, and it's all cool. But yeah, that's how to get. It's just a production sort of thing. Ooh, and the gurney flap from the number 7 has come off. Who's that? That is Constantino. No, that is Duarte Faria from Portugal. Eduardo Dulac. Some of these, unfortunately, some of the names of the drivers are not in last name, first name configuration. It's definitely not Dulac Eduardo, because we've seen Eduardo Dulac at some of these events before. He's from Switzerland. Marcus Cyber, who is in the Tiffany Green car. I know that now, because I know Tiffany Green. I'm going to spot that and say, hey, that's Tiffany Green for the rest of my life now that I know what Tiffany Green is. Evangelos Totomis is in car 3. Francisco Vidal Cardona is in car 4 from Spain. Gianluca Del Cielo from Italy is in car 5. Florian Luyer from Austria, car 6. Duarte Fardia with that broken gurney flap. Hopefully, no, he's still running. Losing, well, the back end is definitely a bit looser than it ought to be. Angel Picon Manuel from Spain as car 8, and car 9 is Alberto Fernandez Vidal. So yeah, there's some of the housekeeping that we didn't get through while we were talking to Nick, and we've got 30 seconds left because these qualifying runs are so short. We barely have time to even show one car and talk about them. But here we are. This is a racer, Cyber, not C-Y-B-R, B-E-R, but S-I-B-E-R. Marcus Cyber from Austria. And that car 2. So 5 seconds left in this qualifying run. Looks like Vidal and Picon have got DNFs for this. So we'll see. Well, is this MyRCM that people can go on? MyRCM? Do we know? I mean, I was just asking if you knew off the top of your head, so we can direct people to the online results. Basically.
If I knew what, sorry?
Is it MyRCM?
It is.
MyRCM. Okay, so if you go to myrcm.ch, and I can't
We'll,
remember.
we'll put a link in the YouTube chat.
Yeah, we'll put a link in the chat, and you can check out the online timing, see what the results for the first qualifying round are, and the current qualifying round, which is round 2. The fastest two. Well, I shouldn't say guys, but it is only just male racers, because we have lots of female pit crew and mechanics, but no female racers, unfortunately, this time. So we've got at 4:40 is the second fastest group of racers with names such as Marone, Matt, Dominine, Linu, Vigerding, Fernandez, Raiola, Wood, Colavo, and Sutric. And at 4:50, we've got Peach, Balestri, Gruber, Taroni, Salemi, Grosskamp, Greiner, Kurzbuch, Thurston, Catanzani. Now, Catanzani had a catastrophe when he started his practice. His car was just revving its head off, and the marshal brought the car in. The first mechanic couldn't get it stopped. Another mechanic had to come over to help stop it, and he just didn't get any laps in. Robert Peach, who is a multiple European champion, he got 1 lap in. So what happened there? Haven't been able to pop over and see anything, but so he was the main victim out of the first round. But Tony Gruber, at the moment, first round TQ, Balestre is in the first round was second place. I'm pretty sure it's round by round qualifying, which is as it should be. But Peach nowhere in there at all. But we'll expect to see him in at least one of the top 3 positions in the second round of qualifying. So that is, I suppose, the major news story of the first round of qualifying. Everybody that we talked to, from Gruber, Balestri, Grosskamp, Taroni, everybody was saying Peach is the fastest guy here. So for him not to even get, well, he got 1 lap in, but for him not to do anything in the first round was kind of a shocker. So, but we don't know what happened. We have no idea what happened. And we were so busy because the qualifying runs are so short. It's only 4 minutes. They got 3 minutes of warm up, which has just started for this group 3. It's a very, very hectic run. So it's not even 5 minutes. It's 4 minutes. That's it. So there we go. There's our runners and riders for the third group of racers out in this second round of qualifying. And this is the finishing line that you're looking at right now. And there's that cool grandstand that's built in. And you can see the second grandstand along the main straight as well on the far right of the picture underneath the live timing that we've got. So come Saturday, the grandstand to the left of the picture will be nearly full, guaranteed, because the club somehow are able to get just regular people, just regular non-RC people to come out and watch the racing. It's actually fantastic. So we love seeing that at these EFRA European Championships. What a way to get someone. You hear about racers, people who are even just mildly involved with racing, whether they're mechanics or marketing people or whatever, tire suppliers, something like that. The first time their parent took them to Brands Hatch or Silverstone or whatever, real car track that they went to. Car number 1 coming into the pits after sliding off track and smashing its bumper. Has definite body damage. Can't tell if there's anything wrong with it, but it cut the track and went into the pits. So there's 1 minute of this warm-up period remaining. There's our pit cam. So, and there's one of our female mechanics now. And one of our many bearded mechanics. I mean, if we're going to celebrate everybody that's here. You just see the rostrum just above, the driver's stand. Nice and high. That's all solid concrete. So it's a very, very well built racing complex here. So 10 seconds before the time starts, and they're already going out on track because it takes about 10 seconds to get around to the timing loop. Time has started. First car across is car number 3. So we are with the car number 3 as they're going around the hairpin. Just coming onto the main straight now. The car number 9 flipping upside down shouldn't be a problem. There we go. That's fine. That was the car 9 of Forne. Car 3 is Saborit from Spain. And we don't have the speed trap running, but I can tell you that these cars are probably doing 70 to 80 miles an hour, I would guess. It's about 110, 115, 120 kilometers an hour. And I'll find out, I'll get that information from one of the club people here, because they'll know a much more exact figure. So if I automatically think in miles an hour, because, you know, American living in UK, so it's everything's in miles. Let's drop back one car so we can try to follow a few more people. So this bright yellow car now. See who this is. Line go. This is the number. Oh, wait. Is it an 8 on the front and then a 9's on the side? I think it's the car 8. Sorry, car 9 of Forne. I'll give them a follow. Tony Forne Tomas from Spain. So we'll drop back another car to the number 5, yellow and green. Yellow and green, just coming around the Omega now. That's what I call the Omega. Down the pit straight, into the hairpin. And then powering up that main straight again. Now these guys basically on power, on throttle the entire time they're going around the track. That's why the track is a very fuel-thirsty track. And I was going on for so long about the fuel usage. These guys get about not even 4.5 minutes of running out of each tank of fuel. So car 5, this is Alain Levy, and we'll drop back to the Tiffany green car of number 2, Tobias Hepp, who's actually at the moment running in the top spot. This is just qualifying. Again, everybody on their own clock. So what that means is if someone's coming up on you, it's not a race, technically. You're not racing for position on track. You're racing basically just on your own clock. You're just trying to do quick laps. So if you start to hold someone up, you're basically slowing yourself down because you're running defensive lines everywhere through all the corners and making it more difficult for someone to pass you. And what that does basically is slow you down. That's why when you see like two cars that are battling, and suddenly a faster car coming up, and this is real car racing, faster car comes up on the car that's in second position, and he has to hold off suddenly the car that's coming up behind him. He starts to fall back from the car that's in the first position. That's how it is. There we go. That was the number 0 car being rescued. That's Minganella, Luca Minganella from Italy. He's running past our ambient mic. So anyways, my point was, don't run defensive lines and try to stop someone from passing you. If someone's faster than you, just let them go, because it's just better. Better for everybody. So this is the car number 2 of Tobias Hepp. So let's drop back, if we can. We only got 10 seconds left. Try to drop back 2 cars to the pink car that's just on the straight now. There's I think it's blue front and pink. It's a car 4 of Nuno Alvaro Arcas. Oh, and just ahead of him, we missed the car 6, Christian Lopez. So apologies for that, Christian. We'll try to get you next time. I'm sure that there's a couple of cars that we still missed in there, but it looks like Manganella He wasn't able to get back out. Prata in the car 1, as you can see, 0 laps, wasn't able to get a start. So we got a DNF and a DNS there, but 8 cars coming to the finish with 13 laps. Someone cheering on Tobias Hepp. That is Torsten Mueller. And Ricardo Jorge dropping the bomb, fact bombs. Eduardo Dulac in Heat 2 is a Brazilian driver. Oh, yes, that's why we know him. He's raced under the Portuguese flag in the 2008 European Championships in Valencia. Yes, he races basically under the Portuguese flag in, well, whenever we see him, that's why he's such a familiar name. So, yeah. Oh. But with headset. Okay. So. Does it do that on yours as well? Yeah, but you only see the one. Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. Just trying to see how I can see some of the comments that I have missed. So, I haven't mentioned that there's someone just pointing at our camera, I think. Our pit lane camera. Oops. No, I don't want to be listening to myself on the YouTube. There we are. Okay. Okay. Right. Yes, so we will be having Nick come back for the weekend for the finals day, which is Saturday all day, and that will be, let me just look at the schedule. There's our drivers who are out in this one. So starting with the 1/16th finals, it's a 20-minute race. There's going to be 2 of them, 1/16th B and 1/16th A. 20-minute race starts at 9, ends at 9:20, and 10 minutes later, there's the final, the 1/16th A. And then basically every hour starts another sort of bump up. So the 1/16th races start at 9 a.m., 1/8 races start at 10 a.m., 1/4 start at 11, the semis, or 1/2 the semis, start at 12. And that's assuming that there's no 10-minute delays called for anybody. So 10-minute delay, basically if someone's about to race and they go, I need to change my engine or change my clutch or something, anybody can call a 10-minute delay, but only once. And then they have to start at the very back of the grid. So assuming they're able to get back out. So that's how that works. And so we're hoping to get some guests in, and we'll be working on that stuff. We try to, if you're familiar with RCTV, you know that we kind of just get going the first day, and then we kind of improve things. We're only here for 3 days. Unfortunately, I had to miss the opening ceremony last night. Had, a bit of an adventure getting here. But actually, you can check that out on the RTTV Facebook and Instagram channels, social media, whatnot. And you can... you can see sort of our behind the scenes, how we got here sort of thing. It was, yeah, interesting set of circumstances. So this is our finish line camera, and time is just about to go, so we'll swap back to our main camera, who is following. Let's see who this is, just coming down straight. First car out is a gray car of number 8, and this is Heat 4. So number 8 is Ruben Olivares Munoz. So yeah, we've gone on for the gray cars quite a bit, so we'll let it go just for a little while. But yeah, gray cars are a no. They're just a no. So, but we are trying to follow people as they come around. Give everybody, a little bit of RCTV love, So Jude, if we move forward one car to the bright yellow, orange car number 7. That's Valentini Alesi. If you're familiar with the highly tuned Nitro engine sort of world of racing model cars, Alesi Valentine is Daniele Alesi's son. So there we go. The next generation. So we're just following Valentine for a lap or so. And if we move forward once again to the blue, the gray and blue car, so I'll forgive this one, the gray and blue of number 3, John Ehrman. John from the Netherlands. And I mentioned before that he's actually been on a TV show in the Netherlands to basically just talk celebrities through how to kind of like train them from scratch how to drive and race a model car. So nothing like having a pro level racer teach you how to drive a model car, is it? And if we move forward again to the next car, the white and blue car, number 4, just coming down the straight now, and into the final turn, across the start-finish line, around the Omega, and that is Jorge Martinez Agudo from Spain. I don't know anything about Jorge, except that he's here and racing, so good for him. So the next car about to go on the straight now is number 9, the yellow, green, and orange car, Jude. Ooh! That was a nasty one. That was a big hit. I hit mark 5, so I don't know if that was the right one. I think it was. Yes, this is the car I was trying to find earlier. So this is I can't remember the car number now. Is it 9? Yes. I don't know how that happened that I remember the car number. This is Jose Paquito from Portugal, running a nice little paint scheme. Very easy to see. So it's very, very bright at the front, darker in the middle, and then a not quite as bright color at the back end. So it's very easy to drive. Pretty good, isn't it? So Jose there. And I'm not sure what car it was that got smashed up, but I'm going to guess it was either, any of, 2, 1, or 10, Jimenez, Burgoyne, or Figueiredo. But I think we've covered everybody that is still out on track. So just what we're trying to do, just trying to make sure that we get all of our requests in. Of course, you can sort of have I guess call it a priority request if you have, if you join our Hero program.
Did you have a look at Joao Figueiredo going around at all?
I think so.
We'll have to take a look at him in the coming heats, because obviously this is a very successful buggy racer doing on-road for the first time, or the first time at the Euros, I'm pretty sure. And he's just gone out for his last round of the day, so I'm reckoning he could maybe be our first guest when he's marshalled. I might go and see if we can have a word with him, just to talk to us about his experience on the track as a 1/8 buggy racer racing in 1/8 track.
Yeah, that would be really, really cool. All right, so yeah, I've got the comments popped up. Yeah, and Ricardo Jorge again with the dropping the fact bombs. How Figueiredo, Heat 4, is a multiple times Portuguese national champion in 1/8 on-road, off-road, and is also a multiple times finalist in 1/8 off-road ECs and WCs. This guy... Yeah, but I mean, Ricardo, he just keeps dropping just like, bam, here's loads of facts about this racer. Here's tons of facts about this guy.
Ricardo, send us your CV. Would you like a job? We could do with you on the stream full time. Thank you.
Yeah, that'd be great. I mean, even this guy, look, Jose Paquito is a top Portuguese driver. He was a runner-up in the Mini Z World Championship in 2009 in 2 classes. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. How American do I sound? Jeez. Give me a break. Oh, man. So Torsten Muller has corrected me. It's not Luca. It's not Valentin Ielesi. It's Luca Valentin. So, I mean, come on. I mean, okay, I'm learning Italian. Matt's learning Spanish, right? It's confusing enough. Just the order of the words, the male words and the female words, and learning how, or you can't say it's not Mia Marito, it's Mio Marito. It's like, and then you throw in names. It's just incredibly complicated. But, that's what makes it fun.
For a simple Brits.
Well, you meant to say that.
For a simple Brits.
Yes.
We're trying to learn more languages.
And that RC race guy, were you in Groningen? Yes, I was. We were broadcasting using the Pulsar TV system, but also we're broadcasting on EFRA, RCTV, and Pulsar TV. My voice, their cameras, and it worked out pretty good for just one person plus Pulsar thing there. So pretty good. So here's the Nightmare class: 2 white cars, 3 gray cars, and luckily that's it. There is a yellow car, but that's the only yellow car. And there is an all green car, but it's a dull green. It's the only one, so that's fine. So anyway, this one, Group 5, Car 1. Thomas Atard, Car 2, Victor Wilk, Lamberto Colari, Robin Hertong, Maxime Ripoll, Juan Antonio Hidalgo Garrido, Jonathan Gandin, Thomas Lorenzi, Sasha Klug, and Luis Christophe. Unless it's Christophe Louise, I do not know. Let me just mark, where is young ELAC? So it's Luca Valentin. Actually, well, I mean, I've crossed the ELAC off, but I'm going to actually just ask his parents what he actually goes by, because that probably make more sense. But yes, I mean, the main thing is a trip hazard. So this is just warm up. So that's why we don't have. Oh, am I live there? This is me now. Okay, all right. You can maybe let me know. I'm trying to check chat and everything. So here, yeah, Nick, you can have this to look forward to. Well, if Matt is here, was going to be in Radovan. you'd have all this trickery. It's like, why is there a camera up my nose? Well, yes, I know, but I mean, but I think the thing is, though, Matt,
yes,
we're going to have people walking past.
I know. It's a busy race circuit.
I know, but if we're standing here and talking like this, they're just going to walk in front.
Yeah, it's a busy race circuit.
Or maybe we just turn it a bit so people can still go there, and we're stood here.
We're dealing with all the light in the background.
Okay. Okay, so someone said go John Ehrman. Yes, I think, I'm sure that was for the previous heat. John doing okay, I think. I mean, for a non-pro. I mean, he's obviously good. Far better than I would ever be. So we're 30 seconds into the qualifying, and let's see what car we are on. We're in the infield, coming out onto the main straight, down the straight. Look how long that straight is. Full power all the way through. This is car number 5 of Maxime Ripoll. So a nice race scheme, white fading into yellow, but from this distance it's just white and blue. But it's nice. I think that's a good race scheme. So that when you get up close is when you see all the details, like the little streaks and the shadows and flashes and darts and stuff like that. So if we move forward to the all-green car, that's the car number 8 of Thomas Lorenzi. And there it goes, coming on to the main straight now. There it goes, full throttle. Maybe lean it off a bit, and then into the shadow across the finish line. Click off another lap around the Omega. From this angle, it doesn't look like much of an Omega. I'll give you that. But from where we are on the ground, it almost looks kind of like an Omega. And I use that. I'm just basically stealing the turn complex from the Sachsenring. So into the infield. So if we move forward once again to the car number 4, there's a nice paint scheme of Jorge Martinez Agudo. So white and blue and red, finishing off with gray, but so it's mostly like white and gray. So it's really not until you get right close up that you really see all the different little colors. Just little flashes and, well, like I said, flashes and darts of things. So there we go. We're just trying to cover everybody in this one. Again, the second round of qualifying, just trying to do as many laps as possible. So we're going to have 3 cars in quick succession. There's a gray car just going on the hairpin now, about to come onto the main straight. It's the third of the 3 cars going onto the straight. So I think that's the number. It's not number 4, is it? No, it's number 6. Fabian Berenger running the unfortunate gray car. And just ahead of him, and catching the car ahead of them, is the white car just across the finish line now. Car 3, that is John Ehrman. So yeah, sorry for whoever was cheering on John. Here we are. This is John now on screen. The white car. So we got both of them on screen now. Ooh, don't hold him up too much. That's John. Now the thing about these cars is, and like I said, I was at the large scale touring car last week. The large scale touring cars, they can properly follow each other and get within like a car length of each other, and it is really, really, really tight. But these cars, they cannot be too close to each other. I don't know. I don't want to say they're fragile, but they're just something about, obviously the aero. The cars, the wind is blowing. The flags, I should say, are absolutely cracking. The flags are horizontal, very strong wind blowing from the left to the right across the track. So I'm sure that is absolutely affecting the speed of these cars as they're going down the straight. So we've been following John Ehrman. Who is ahead of them? All right, well, time is up, so I think we've run out of time to try and find the next few cars. But we're skipping around a bit, so it's all right. Everyone's finished. You see all the times as they're as they're coming across, going from light green to dark green. There we are. Kolari finishing 7th. So there's our finishing order. Gandine, Wilk, Rapol, Klug, Hidalgo, Hertong, Kolari, Atard, Christoph, and Lorenzi. Next group of racers, after 5, comes 6. It's our second fastest group of qualifiers. So let's very rapidly try to catch up with chat. So Ricardo's saying, just trying to help you guys with some content for today. Let me tell you, you've been absolutely super helpful. I mean, I, to be honest, should really go back and take notes on everybody that you mentioned, because that's some really funny stuff. Really interesting stuff. Ah, that RC guy. Hey, it's Neo. Neo. Of course I remember you, Neo. How can I forget? I gave you a sheet of stickers, and then you stole 2 more off of me. No, you stole 1, and then you asked for 2 more. That was it. There you go. You can't beat kids these days, which is unfortunate, but also really good. Haha. Beard Rub. Host is exposing all of us low-class Americans. I don't know what comment you're referring to that I said, but there you go. And JC Chacon Jr. saying the spectator grandstands alone are next level. Yes, indeed. I mean, they're just simple, large concrete steps, but they've got covers, they've got speakers. There's a screen on one of them so people can see who's actually leading, because there's no race commentary. There's no track commentary, no track announcer saying, oh, and so-and-so is in first and blah, blah, blah. They can't hear me. They've only got them, they can only look at the numbers as they're speeding past. But anyway, it's a really good facility. I mean, I actually take pictures of all the EFRA pictures, stuff like that. I take a lot of those photos that go online. Actually, I need to upload some more to the EFRA Facebook page. Go on there, and you can see some of the photos that I've taken already. What? Oh, Joao. Okay. So we've got Joao Figueiredo. He's just popping in. So let's get him set up. So we've got Group 6 out there on track, but we're going to be talking to Joao Figueiredo. There we go. So let's see. You stand. So. Yeah, so just don't move your feet. Don't let people walk behind you. That's okay. So if yeah. So okay, so we've turned you up, Joao.
Right.
So how's it going? This can't be your first on-road race.
I did some on-road race like years ago, 1/8 here in Portugal. Like 2015 or 14, I don't remember.
This class?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just a couple of races. Nothing really serious. Just my dad wanted me to do some races. I was like, okay, let's do. And I did the 110 Euros here in 2018. After that, I'd never run on-road again. And I went 2 days, like a couple of weeks ago, with Daniela Ialazzi to Italy, just to get a little bit of hand to the cars again. And that was it. That was wow. Not that much on road.
Okay, so from a very handy off-road racer to coming to race here at the European Championships. The first question, how's it been? How has the week been going for you from Monday to now?
It's actually going, I think, pretty well. We've been improving every round. Always getting better with the feeling on the car. Like the first days, I was crashing a lot, breaking the car. small touches you break. It's not like off-road.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, it's getting pretty good. I think I'm like half a second slower than the top guys for sure. But
I think all of us would be.
I had like some time to speak with Robert because he's with us having dinner and so on, and he's been telling me some stuff. So we've been hanging around. Are you running
the same car as he is?
No, I'm running another one.
Okay.
So yeah, we've been having fun. Danny has been helping me a lot. I have my friend João Durães helping me with getting all the car done because I don't know anything about this. Yesterday we wanted to rebuild the car. I started like to turn out some screws, but yeah, it's better if I stop, otherwise I won't know how to assemble it. But yeah, it's been a pretty fun week so far.
I mean, obviously, anyone who's familiar with RC knows that there is an absolute world of difference between this 1/8 track car and a 1/8 gas buggy. What has been the biggest difference for you?
I think mostly like the tension. Like we are super tense up there, super nervous with everything because it's so much, like way much more speed than off-road. So like even if you're feeling comfortable with the car, you're not really comfortable. At least like for long runs, I suppose it should be like after a couple of laps we'll get the hang of it and that's alright. But it's just the speed basically and the amount of grip we have on these cars. Like the more you punch it, the more grip it has. It's something crazy. But
because these run just full solid rear diffs, right?
Yeah,
so it's full diffs.
Yeah,
and then front one ways.
No, they don't have any diffs. Just belts, one-way belts and front and rear. So only braking in the rear. So that's another thing I'm struggling with, the braking. Like I'm used to brake and all four wheels stop. Here it's like using handbrake always.
So I mean, first of all, are you having fun?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's kind of a fun thing for you. Are you helping develop something for ELAC?
I mean, not really. Like I've been testing some stuff with him, but also Pitch and Gruber are testing that as well. I mean, I don't really know. I can't really feel the difference on these cars as I can feel probably on off-road.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, sometimes the first days I was missing some top end, so we tried different pipe, different manifold, and that was basically it. And then I just tested like a couple of engines, not like these guys, like 5-6 engines.
Okay, so we've talked a lot about the differences. Are there any similarities to off-road and this?
I think, I mean, it's difficult because this is much
you're
more
almost saying there
so
aren't any similarities.
No, because it's like, I mean, in off-road you want to keep on the line as here, basically. The difference here probably is, you know, the lines you need to keep the speed to get them there and don't mess around.
Yeah.
But it's not that much of similarities, to be honest. I tried a couple of jumps and it didn't work. So
yeah, these are much different types of jumps that you don't want to be near, really.
Yep.
I've seen some cars just go into the wall at the end of the straight. It's a very, very thick rubber, and then there's a metal fence behind it, and then a concrete curb as well. Yeah. So you don't want to be anywhere near that.
Basically,
some cars come off with body damage and all sorts of things.
Yeah, I already touched that wall a couple of times, so not very good.
Yeah.
But yeah, still having fun.
Yeah.
I had some bad luck now, though. I crashed into the car there, but
was that was you?
Yeah.
I hate to say it, but that's going to be a replay.
I know.
we have a little button that says save that, save it on the hard drive as a replay. So but we actually caught it on camera, so it's really rare, to be honest. So
I know, because I had some friends telling me, "Oh, you're doing great," but then you crashed. So I suppose they were watching the live, and I said, "Okay, I might as well go there and see it again."
Yeah.
But yeah.
Okay, well, just a real quick one, just to finish off this race. So this is Heat 6. Linu is actually going to take this one. He's got, almost. Mr. Hot Race, Filippo Dominine now in there. So, Dominine, have you experienced racing him?
No,
This kid is fast.
I experienced with Timo in 110 Heroes. here.
He used to race loads of off-road. Now he only does on-road.
Yeah, it doesn't show up that much. To
Yeah. But Dominine, he's a quick kid. He's
Yeah, I've been seeing like, I mean, I
our
got the
finishing
idea.
order.
I got
Yeah.
the idea to run the Euros here because I watched the live last year. So I was like, okay, I might as well do it as it's in Portugal. And I got to see some of the guys, some of the names.
Yeah.
But yeah, not really racing that much with them.
All right. Well, so we're going to move on to the. Do we want Hal to stick around? Do we want Hal to stick around? Do you want to stick around?
I can stick around.
I mean,
yeah.
you can help us talk about the fast guys.
All right.
The fastest guys.
Yeah, let's see if I can help you guys.
So this is the stream that's going out. So
All
we're
right.
just we're not on camera at the moment. Obviously, this is literally exactly what
So I
people
can
are watching.
blame myself.
So obviously, here's our list of drivers that are about to go out. So we've got Robert Peach, who for whatever, do you know why he only got one lap in the?
I think
first
he had some
run?
issues with the fuel line or something. His
Okay.
engine was bubbling out
Right.
of nowhere.
Okay.
So-
And then we saw Catanzani he just didn't even get started.
I didn't see
something that. Well, the marshal brought his car in. It was just revving. And it took two mechanics to get it stopped. So Peach and Catanzani, no laps last time. Well, Peach got one, but that doesn't really count. Balestri, Gruber, Taroni, Salemi, Grosskamp, Greiner, Kurzbuch, and Thurston. And then, of course, Peach and Catanzani. So those last two are going to want to obviously get in a good run. Basically, everyone that I talked to today so far has said, and even last night, we bumped into Balestri at the Burger King. Surprised that there was a Burger King here. So
Yeah.
it's like, yes! But everybody was saying Peach is the fastest.
Yeah, yesterday he was looking pretty fast and consistent.
Yeah.
And I think even today in the morning, he was pretty fast.
Yeah.
I mean, he was testing, from what I noticed and spoke with him, they were testing like practice car and the race car. Like as soon as he put up the race car and the engine, like the race one, you could see like straight away the difference. But yeah, he was super fast. But I think like now Gruber joined the party.
Yeah.
From what we noticed. So.
And I know these guys aren't like, oh, I won the European Championship in Italy a few weeks ago, so I'm looking really good. I know they don't think that. But, from our sort of the TV perspective, the last time we saw Gruber, he won the European Championship.
Yeah.
So he's got to be feeling kind of confident, right? He's not going to be saying, no, I'm going to just give it up.
I suppose it must be like motivated to come here.
I mean, definitely.
He already got the first round.
Yeah,
so
definitely. And that's now. Forgive me for asking because I'm sure some of our viewers are going to be curious. Now, we cover so many things that I don't know the ins and outs of every how qualifying is different for all the different classes. So how does it work? There's 5 rounds of qualifying.
Yep.
Are there any throwouts? How many count?
So it's 5 rounds.
Yeah.
You take the 3 best out of the 5.
Okay, so you have 2 throwouts.
Yeah, 2 throwouts and
the
3 best
counts.
counts. Yeah. I don't know how the draw works here, but it should be on points, I suppose.
Right. Okay. All right. So obviously, that was Tony wins that one, and that was Robert's 1 of 2 throwouts.
Yep. Hopefully. But yeah, these guys are crazy fast. I was like, every time I go watch them, it's like, and they are way too precise in driving the cars. Like, especially if you watch Peach and Balestri driving, it's crazy. Because before Gruber was not that fast, but it was like, you can see like he's a proper driver. He gets to the line and it's that and that and that. But with Peach and Balestri, you can see them like putting the laps down like lap after lap after lap. So it's
just the same, just time trialing, like just like consistent lap time.
Which that's the most difficult thing here. Like with the speed we have on these cars, like if you miss a little bit the braking point or just the lift off on the gas, it's just, the car just goes. So at least that's what I feel. I don't know if they feel that.
Now, which car? I know Peach is car number 1. So
Yes.
which one is he? I mean, which car? I can't.
The orange one is on the pits now.
Okay. It's just gone into the pits now, so it's. I think I can't hear the announcer, but I think that's probably just No one else has come in, so just maybe a little tweak.
There.
So have you had any issues with the fuel timing?
I didn't actually. I was surprised because at the Euros here with 110, I almost couldn't finish the qualifying.
Really? Were
Yeah.
those 4 minute or 5?
I don't really remember. I think it was 5.
Okay.
I'm not sure. But I couldn't finish the rounds.
Oh, man.
I remember I finished one. The engine was like, oh. And I went through the line, so that was good. But here, like, I think pretty much everyone is safe on fuel mileage, at least for a couple seconds.
I was chatting with a few guys earlier, and they were saying it is very tight because they're only getting 4 minutes and 20 seconds on the tank of fuel.
Yeah.
And that's just enough time to go out of the pits, come around, and then finish your lap, and then go into the pits.
Yeah.
It's very tight.
And you need to be super careful because
Yeah.
if it runs out and you are on throttle, you just can break the engine out.
Yeah,
You just
yeah.
ruin everything.
So here we are. I believe this is the car 1.
Yeah.
This is Peach. We'll follow Robert for a bit because if you want to see a fast racer driving a fast race car, this is it right here. Coming down the main straight. Do we know if the speed trap is working? Because, I mean, I usually tell people these things do like anywhere from 70 to 80 miles an hour. That's like 110 to 120 kilometers.
Something
But
they're
it
counting.
it hasn't been working.
But it's not working pretty well. They know that yesterday they were giving like 120, 121,
Really?
122, but I
Okay.
think it's not real.
Okay.
But I mean, we're taking that as something to compare with the others.
Right,
so.
right, okay.
They should go around 112, 130 kilometers per hour, I suppose.
Wow. Pretty quick. So this is Robert Peach. So the last round we tried to give everybody a lap or so, but the running time is so short. We have to go, okay, now move.
Yeah.
And then, okay, now move again.
It's not easy,
No.
especially as these
definitely
cars
not.
are fast.
So let's see. Is this Jude reading my mind, going to the car number 0? This is Catanzani, who wasn't able to get any laps going in the first round.
There's
And then across the start finish
Gruber
line.
just behind him.
Just ahead. Is that Gruber he's behind or in front?
Is behind him. Gruber.
Okay. Yeah. Car 3 of Gruber just behind Catanzani. And just look at how clean a pass. Whoa, right. In the braking area.
There's not really a braking area there.
No.
Just going full throttle, which is crazy.
Yeah, so let's stick with Gruber because he's going to be working through this group. That white and orange, the white and red car. Jude. Oh. He's going to be. I can't remember what car this is. He's just passing in the Omega. It's the car 8
Of
Kurzbuch, and then he's going to be passing Thurston very, very soon. There he goes. All very clean passes. Again, just for anybody watching, this is qualifying, so they're not really going to be holding up each other because that just slows everybody down. Everybody on their own clock and doing their own race time. So Peach, Balestre, Gruber, it's our running order at the moment. Top 3, Grosskamp right up there. Well, these guys swapping positions as they come across the finish line. So we're still with Tony. See if we can find Balestre. I'm sure he's got the...
I think he's just behind Gruber, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, the car behind
yeah,
Gruber.
so if we drop back one car, Jude, and that will be the car number 2 of Dario Balestre from Italy. Gruber running... What car is he running?
I think Capricorn.
Okay.
Gruber.
So we got a Mugen, Infinity, and Capricorn in the top 3. Just for anybody curious about the brands. So we're down to the last 10 seconds of running.
This is going to be a close finish.
And it's the last 10 seconds, well, the last second of running today. So there's our finishing order.
Super close finish.
So Balestre finishing just ahead of Peach. Wow, by 0.3 of a second.
Yep. The lap before, there was just the opposite.
Yeah.
This is what is crazy here. It's like the difference between the top guys. It's nothing. Like 3 tenths in off-road would be super crazy. Here they're like, oh yeah, 3 tenths. I mean, feels like 1 second.
So it'll be interesting to see if Greiner can make up that sort of difference between him and Peach. Obviously the final on Saturday is a 45-minute race instead of a 4-minute race. But so it'll be very interesting to see what happens.
Oh, I'm first.
Yeah, we're just trying to sort that out. No, so it looks like Thurston maybe lost a lap on that one, or did he run out of fuel? There we go. So here's our finishing order at the moment after 2 runs of running. So that's obviously Peach is up there in second. So that's with 1 throw out. This is so just Tony. So his faster run. Well, this was his faster run.
Yeah.
His second run. So the first run at the moment not counting. Of course, this is it says run 2. There's going to be 5 runs. Or 3 runs to count out of 5. So there's our current qualifying order. But I think it's Gruber with 1 TQ and Balestre with another. So that's after 2 rounds of qualifying. So we're back on track. Well, we're back. Are we back on track at 9 or 10 tomorrow? When qualifying resumes. So that is at 10:20. So there will be a 5-minute practice run for everybody to help clean up the track from overnight wind or whatever. But we're not going to be showing that. We're going to show qualifying, what's important. And that starts at 10:20. Fast guys are out on track at 11:10 and 11:20 tomorrow. Hal, it's been a pleasure.
It's been a pleasure.
Thank you very much for dropping by. It's been very illuminating. It's always good to have like a racer, especially one who's not normally in this class.
Yeah,
to give that the kind of perspective, because we had someone in the chat say, "Oh, we've got all sorts of off-road racing around us, but no on-road." We have lots of viewers from the States, and this guy's from the States, and it's a different world.
Yeah,
isn't it?
It's way more like, I don't know, like everything is so small here. Everything needs to be so precise, even on the car. Like it's millimeters on everything.
Yeah,
so it's a different world for sure.
All right, well, fantastic. It's been a pleasure. And good luck for the rest of the weekend.
Thank you very much.
All right, and we hope we can have you back soon.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, great. Thank you very much.
Bye.
All right, meantime, that is it from us here in Villarreal, Portugal for the EFRA 2023 European Championships for 1/8 IC track. That's it from me, Frank McKinney. We've got Matt in the production booth and Jude McCallum on camera. And we'll see you tomorrow from 10:20 GMT.